Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, another update for the Dark Eldar, and in today's video I'm going to show you the Cronos conversion that I did out of one of these. This is one of the old 3rd edition Talos models. I'm also going to show you some of the work that I've done on that 4th Raider that I got off of eBay. I've actually done quite a lot of work on that, so I'm looking forward to showing that as well. And this is going to be the last showcase of the work that I've done on the miniatures, as basically I've now finished them. So tomorrow I'm going to have a video showcasing all of the models that I got for the £25 Army Challenge, Phase 1 and Phase 2. So basically I spent £50 on the whole army, and I've managed to get a 2,000 point army for that, which I'm going to basically show you the list and the models and everything tomorrow, and I'm going to do a few thank yous and stuff on that video as well for all of the very kind donations and help that I've had towards the army. But in this video I want to show you my conversions. So let's move this Talos out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my Cronos. There he is. So basically I built him after just obviously filing all the mould lines off and stuff. The only thing that I did slightly different was these, like, whatever they are, the blades at the top I put in a different angle. So on this one the blades are sort of pointing upwards, and on this one I did them forwards. And then as you can see I made some green stuff tentacles. Now I don't have a green stuff like tentacle maker because I know there are some around, so I had to do it the old-fashioned way. I just rolled out like a beveled tube, and then I got my little green stuff tool and I just twisted the little tentacle, made little notches in there, and then I sort of bent them into tentacle shapes, let them dry, and then I super glued them onto the model, using a little bit more wet green stuff with that as well, just to give it a really nice strong bond. And I am really happy with how they look, to be fair. Now they're not perfect, but the Dark Eldar, they don't need to be perfect. And of course I have magnetised them on the base as well. So if you saw the last video, you would have not noticed, but I would have told you about these sections here, because I had one that was broken off. Well, in the end I decided to put tentacles on all of those pieces, so I did actually cut them all off, made the little tentacles there just at the back, and then at the top where this gun is supposed to be I did this sort of like triple tentacle thing, and I thought that'd be quite nice having these like blades coming forwards. It's almost like these tentacles like may pick you up. I don't know, I'm just making it up, but yeah, these tentacles pick you up and they'll put you up to the top, and these little tentacles will hold you in place, and then these like blades will just come forward and stab you. I don't know how they work, but anyway, that is how it's looking. On the whole, I'm really happy with it, and for the price that I paid for the model, giving me a Cronos model, I think I'm really chuffed with that. So I hope you like it also. Hopefully he'll paint up quite nicely as well. He certainly looks suitably different from one of those, so I think overall good job done. So let's move those out of the way, and I'm now going to move on to the Raider. Now I previously posted about this Raider, and I got it off of eBay. It was a really good deal. It was painted, and I'll just bring it into view now. So as you can see I have stripped it from paint. It was quite nicely painted in terms of the colour scheme, but obviously not the colour scheme that I'm going to be using. But what I did, I noticed that all of the highlights are actually really thickly painted. And if I just sprayed it over black, you would have seen all of the highlights. Each one of these panels was highlighted, but it was really thick. So I decided to strip it. I didn't strip the inside that much, just got the worst of it off, because I thought that would be quite difficult to strip without breaking anything. There's quite a lot of spiky bits and pieces on there. Now the sail is already magnetised on there, so I didn't do anything work with that, just stripped the paint off. However, this section here where the sail sort of is supposed to be stopped going left and right was broken, so I just cut these little pieces off just there, and I just glued them on just to give that extra detail rather than just having like a broken bit of plastic. At the front here I did magnetise the gun. I stripped it down, I had to clean it all up, glue it all back together, then I put a magnet in and magnetised him up. And as you can see, I've got a man gunning the gun. Let's just take that magnet off, pretty easier. Now I haven't magnetised him because I plan on gluing him into position, but I haven't glued him in because I think it'd be quite difficult to paint him. But yeah, so I've got the guy at the front there holding that gun, and then if I rotate this round, just see if I can zoom in a bit more. Okay, so I've got that guy there who's basically sort of holding on to this panel, and he's got his hand out touching the display. And again, he'll be painted and sort of glued into position. So I did that. Right, then next, you probably see some green stuff there. Well, I had a slight issue on this side of the tank. On this side of the tank, there's loads of little spikes going all along. Well, on this side, all of those spikes, bar this back one, had broken off, wasn't there. So what I did is I cleaned up the areas where the spikes were, because they left like little like holes almost. So I cleaned them up, and then I went into the bits box and found some stuff. So I found these little chains with hooks on, which were on one of the backpacks. So I cut a few of those off, put one there, as you can see. I then had another little hook. I can't even remember what that was on, but it was on something, so I put a little hook on that one, just using some green stuff to make it look as if it's sort of held into position there. And then on the other two, as you can see there, I've got some little green stuff, and the plan is to use these. So these will eventually be glued into the two little green stuff holes. So I put the green stuff into position, and I pushed this, well, I wet this first, make sure it didn't stick, pushed it into the green stuff, and then just took it out. So that fits in absolutely perfect. So two bits of super glue in there, dabbed in after it's been painted, and that's the reason why I haven't actually glued them in, because I thought it'd be really difficult to paint these once they're glued in. But yeah, I'll have one there, and I think it looks pretty cool. Sorts that side of the vehicle out quite nicely, makes it look different and unique. And then I was thinking the other side will have the freehand on and this side won't, so I'll probably end up, because of this vehicle, I've now determined that all the freehand on the Venoms and Raiders is going to be on this side of the tank and not the other side. So I already have a theme, which is pretty useful. Other things that I did on this was underneath, so let's take this off. There we go. So I've sorted out the base, because the base had broken, got a new base, made the hole here much bigger. The chains that were here were quite, well, they weren't broken, but they're quite loose, so they're almost broken. I sorted that out by just blobbing some super glue on that joint, and now they're really strong, which is nice. And then on the front here, I put one of these on. This is from half of the front section on the Raider, just making use of a bit that I had in the bits box. I think it looks pretty cool, works quite well. And that's it. So that's all the work that I did on the Raider. Really happy with it. I'm really liking this model. And there's no doubt that this model is pretty cool compared to the old Raiders. But I do still like the old Raiders, and I'm happy to have a mixture of boats anyway in my army. So that is it. That is the update. So tomorrow, like I said, keep an eye out for that video. I'm going to have this whole table filled with all the models that I got for the £25 Army Challenge. And we'll have a closer look at that, and I'm going to run over my army list as well. So lots more Dark Eldar to come. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next video.